Welcome to Lakeisha's Leadership Circle. Now, I'm probably going to age myself a little bit by saying this, but I grew up during a time where people were told to do as I say and not as I do. If that's the way you're still leading in your organization or with your team, that's not a very effective way to lead. And I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why it's not, and then we're going to get into how you can be an effective leader that leads by example. One of the first reasons that's not effective, and if you watch any politics or if you follow any public figures, you will see that people pay more attention to what those people do than they actually pay to what they say. So when you look at how celebrities are spending their money, when you look at how leaders are investing in their communities, most people can tell you more about the actions of a person than they can tell you quotes that person has said. The other reason is because we do live in a very public existence right now, where almost everything is being digitalized or capitalized on social media. So people are much more inclined to see you and to see how you are leading than they may be to ever hear any inspiring or encouraging or just amazing words that you have to say. So it's very important for you to understand that people are always watching, and people are watching the example that you are setting as a leader. So no matter what you may say, they want to see, are you actually walking the walk? So what are some ways that you can ensure that you are leading by example? The first thing you can do is to identify who you consider to be great leaders. And you're going to notice that when you think about this list, there may be some people who you are personally attached to that you consider great leaders. But for the most part, some of those people are probably going to be people that you have never met in real life, or people that you don't have a personal relationship with. So you don't know that much about them, or you haven't heard a lot of their sayings. You may have read them, but you haven't really had personal relationships with them. Most of the people that we consider great leaders are people that we see from afar, and we enjoy, or we like the way they walk their walk. It's not all about the talk, but it's how are they leading, how are they moving, how are they getting results. The second thing you can do is identify what about these persons make them great in your eyes. So you're going to start to see some common threads, hopefully. So it may be you like the way that they are able to influence others, or you like the way that they are consistent, or you like the way they invest in their community. When you start to identify not only who you consider these great leaders to be, but what makes them great leaders in their minds, then you're going to be able to look at the third question, which is, what can you learn from their leadership style? This is going to cause you to be intentional about formulating your leadership skills, because so often we see these people that we admire and we say, wow, like I would really love to lead like them. But we don't take that second step to say, okay, well, what is it about them that inspires me or encourages me or that I want to be like? And then the third step, how can I incorporate that into my leadership style? So if it is a person that you have a relationship with or that you have personal connections with, then it might be some of their communication techniques that you admire. I know one great leader that a lot of people just really gravitate toward is George Fraser. And I follow him on LinkedIn, and he's always posting inspirational quotes. But I also had a chance to get to know him while I was working on a recent project. And one of the things that I admire about his leadership is the fact that even at the level that he's at in his career, he still personally responds to emails. He still takes ownership of projects. And I think that that is a great example as a leader, that he doesn't allow things to be handed off to someone else and not have a personal touch on it. And I'm sure like after he decides what needs to be done for the project, he probably delegates to someone else, but he takes ownership of his projects. And I think that that is a wonderful way to lead, and definitely something that I plan to be intentional about incorporating as I grow into a leader. So as you're working on your worksheet for this week, I hope you will look at the 3 questions. Who do you consider great leaders? what is it about their leadership that inspires you or that you admire? And then what can you implement from their leadership style into your leadership so that you can also become what you consider and what your team members consider to